As Off the Grid gets closer to its official launch, that my sources say is the end of 2024, there have been a lot of questions about this game. While I've been playtesting this game in closed access for the last 4 months, I am under strict NDA and I can't share too much about the actual gameplay, even though everyone keeps asking. But being a top-notch secret agent at the GIA allows me access to a lot of info about Off the Grid that you may have questions about. In my latest intel report, I cover everything you need to know about Off the Grid's in-game currency called GUNZ. How you get it, how you use it, and how you lose it. It's mission time. Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here, and we are at GIA headquarters, the Gaming Intelligence Agency, always bringing you the latest intel on the newest games. Today we're talking about Off the Grid, and we're going to be focusing on a bunch of elements here that I've gotten tons of questions from. People are asking questions about all these different things, and as much as I would love to talk more about the gameplay and the game itself, today we're going to actually talk about the ecosystem that surrounds Off the Grid, and this is a couple of factors, right? So today we're going to talk about what is the GUNZ ecosystem and the token that is associated with it. We're going to talk a little bit about Avalanche and the subnets, how it's ran. I'm also going to tell you guys how you can get GUN tokens right now, how you get them. We're going to do a little demo of the GUNZ wallet. We're going to talk a little about Off the Grid versus Technocore. We're also going to show you how you kind of send this GUNZ around. If you have GUNZ tokens, there's a couple of questions people have had about sending. So we're going to show you a little bit about the nodes and the hacker dashboard. And then stick around for a bonus app that you probably don't know about that OTG has, Off the Grid. And it's kind of cool. You guys, I think, will enjoy it. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we are at the GUNZ website, right? This is the GUNZ ecosystem website. And the GUN token is the in-game currency for Off the Grid. This is a cryptocurrency-based token that you can earn while you're playing in the game. You can earn it through other ways as well, by doing things like running a node or also selling items. And the cool thing about this, as they say here, is you can get in-game items while playing their Battle Royale 2.0 Off the Grid. You can make them your own and trade them with other players, but only if you want to. Play for fun and play to own. So as I said, this is it is a cryptocurrency-based token called GUN. A lot of people kind of get this confused because they see guns all over the place. GUNZ, GUNZ. But it's actually the GUN token, and GUNZ is the ecosystem. Like that's what the entire ecosystem is called, right? And there's a lot to this ecosystem, right? It's a platform for developing games, and you can see that we have play, earn, and develop. And there is a lot there. So other games will be developed on the GUNZ network, right? The GUNZ ecosystem here. But kind of like, what is it? Well, GUNZ is, like I said, the in-game currency for Off the Grid, but it's also used in their other game, Technocore, which is a mobile game. I've talked a lot about Technocore here on the channel as well. You can go and play Technocore right now. You can download it on iOS or on Android. You can get started playing. It's like a drone flying game. And you can actually earn in-game items and tokens for Off the Grid by playing Technocore. But once again, the GUNZ ecosystem is encompassing of all these things. So like I said, the GUN token is a token that you're using when you're sending things, buying, selling in the marketplace, whatever it may be. It powers the whole thing here. And when we look at kind of some of the things that you can see here, like I said, here's Off the Grid talking a little about that. Technocore also used there. And, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, everyone's like, oh, well, why? Why do I need this? Well, it does work like the in-game token. So you actually earn this token while you're playing, and then you have to use it to decode your random loot boxes and things, right? So you can see you find a loot box called a hex during game session. You go to the extraction location, fight and survive to get the hex out. And then if you got the hex out, you can use tokens to essentially open that loot box, right? So it costs a little bit of GUN to open those loot boxes. And that's why it's very important in the game. And that's why you want to earn it and you want to get it. And, be able to be stockpiled, I think, for now. But we'll talk a little bit about what that means here in a second. But yeah, you can kind of see here that this is actually kind of a cool thing too. In-game currency, introducing GUN. It's the official token. What can you do with it? Well, man, you can earn it by doing things. Eliminate 5 enemies with a grade. You get a little bit of GUN. Place first as a squad, 10 GUN. Get 5 katana kills in one match, 2 GUN. These are just examples, right? Successfully extract a hex, get some GUN. So, you can earn this stuff in game. It's not like you're a pay to play type of thing. You just play, you complete missions, you complete some of these dailies, weeklies, and you're earning. It's great. Oh, 1 second, hold on. Yeah. I should tell them a little bit about Avalanche and why it's okay, and the subnets. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. Now, this token runs on the Avalanche blockchain network. If you guys are not familiar with Avalanche, no worries, but it is one of the next gen blockchains out there, and they have some really great things they're doing, and there's some big improvements over some of the stuff we've seen before, right? Significant improvements. What this basically is Avalanche is a multi-chain system, whereas something like Bitcoin or Ethereum are all one chain. It's just, that's it, there's one chain. Avalanche employs a multi-chain system. So it provides significant improvements in scalability, interoperability, and flexibility. The core to this multi-chain has the ability to run multiple blockchain systems simultaneously, and each chain is optimized for a special use case, which in this case, the GUNZ network and GUNZilla have worked together to create their own subnet, right? Their own chain based upon Avalanche, where they have optimized it for their particular use case. So it's their own specific blockchain within the Avalanche ecosystem called a subnet. So a subnet is basically a network with its own rules. It's a subset of Avalanche validators. It can validate multiple blockchains, right? Not just its own. And each blockchain can define their own virtual machine. Don't worry too much about virtual machine, but a lot of times you'll hear people talk EVM. They'll say, oh, it's EVM compatible. And a lot of people have no idea what the hell that means. But I'll tell you very simply, it just means Ethereum virtual machine. And it's just the underlying code that powers Ethereum. And a lot of these blockchains are based on EVM, that virtual machine that it has defined, because that makes it interoperable with other EVM chains, other Ethereum virtual machine chains. And so when we talk about the interoperability between chains, it gives a high propensity to be able to do that if you are an EVM compatible chain. So like I said, each subnet is independent, but they can also communicate with each other. So, this kind of really provides a lot of the power to the GUNZ ecosystem and what is going on with, their multiple games right now, Off the Grid and Technocore. Now, the big question on everybody's mind is, how do I get GUN tokens? Stash, where do I buy this token? Well, the fact of the matter is right now, the token is in test net. So it's not actually live to go buy it on an exchange or anything like that, right? You can't get it on a DEX, but it is in testnet, and so the tokens are out there in testnet. Now, these tokens that are being used in testnet will not transfer over when they go to mainnet and launch the game. Right now, like I said, everything is in testing phase, closed testing for Off the Grid, and then also closed testing for the GUN token itself. But these testnet tokens do have a use. You can still get testnet tokens and earn them through multiple ways to then use them in the marketplaces for Off the Grid and for Technocore to buy NFT-based items. Those NFT-based items will transfer over to mainnet. So you can kind of see here, like, there is a value to having testnet GUN and how to get it. So we talk about, well, how do I get some, Stash? If I can't just buy it on an exchange, how do I get it? You have to go and either be playing Off the Grid and earning it because you're in the playtest, and you can apply for the Pioneers program to get in the playtest. I'll put a link below for that. You can earn it by playing Technocore, which you can just jump into right now on iOS or Android and start playing, and you can earn some tokens there. You can also earn the tokens by owning a node for the GUNZ network or Off the Grid. Those are the three ways of getting it right now. Now, there's other people that may have it for sale, like person to person, third party to third party. I don't necessarily recommend that, because it could be a little bit of a shady deal depending on who you're working with. But those are the three main ways of earning like testnet GUNZ right now. So something to think about, and they are very useful. It is hard to get their hands on them, and I mean, do you guys have any? I could use some more GUN. But yeah, just do keep in mind that they are testnet. They won't transfer over, but the NFTs will. So that's why you got to kind of use your tokens to buy NFTs, and they will let everybody know when they decide to move to mainnet and give them plenty of warning of like, hey, you got to use those testnet GUNZ, whatever you're going to do, use them now. So when it comes down to managing your GUN tokens and all of your NFTs and access to these games, there is an app for that. It's called the GUNZ Wallet. We're going to take a look at the GUNZ Wallet right now. I'm going to show you all around this wallet and how it works. All right, I've pulled out my standard communication device here from the GIA. And as you can see, we've loaded the GUNZ Wallet here. And right away, you're like, okay, well, what do I do? Testnet, great. That's very clear. Sign into Off the Grid, sign into Technocore. Right? Well, there's two options. So it depends on what you kind of want to do. And right now, In testnet, it's going to be separate, but eventually it'll just be one GUNZ wallet. You sign in and all your stuff will be there. But let's check out Technocore first. All right, so we're signing in with our Google account, and you can see, bam, we're loading it in here, and this shows us what is going on with all of our Technocore stuff in our GUNZ wallet. Like I said, they're separate for now, but you can see right now I have 5.99 GUN in my wallet, which I can use for buying and selling in the marketplace. The other really cool thing you can do inside of the GUNZ wallet is you can actually buy and sell items for Off the Grid and Technocore right directly in the wallet. You can see here's a bunch of items that are for sale for, you know, quite a bit of GUN token. And so these are items that people are earning and then putting up for sale. And, you know, then they can use those GUN tokens for whatever. So if you're talking about how do I get more GUN token, if you get a really rare item by playing Technocore, you could sell it here and then have that GUN token you could then use to do other things within the Technocore wallet. Now, a question I get all the time is, well, how do I send GUN outside from the Technocore wallet out to my MetaMask or out to my Off the Grid wallet? You can't. That's the one caveat right now in testnet, is that once GUN tokens are inside of the Technocore wallet, you cannot send them out. There's no send function right now from what's inside of the mobile wallet. Now you can send GUN if you have in another wallet, like inside of your MetaMask from a node. You can send there, but you can't send out. Not yet. These are items that I've earned inside of Technocore. By playing Technocore, I'm earning items for Off the Grid. So you can see I have two of the best guns here, the Superverse Green Envy and the Layer Zero Death Dream, which I got from airdrops, and then also some hexes that I have not opened. Now these hexes will have things inside of them, like little parts. So you can see here's a couple of parts that we have that you have to put together to make the item. So I have a snare setter part and a Type 222 part and a Tap 9 part and a Casper AC part. So like I said, each wallet kind of has a little bit of a different look depending on what that looks like. Now, like I said, you need to have GUN to open your hexes, your items, right? So I'll show you what that kind of looks like here. I only have 5 GUN, so we'll do a standard. This is why these GUN tokens are important. So here you go. We got a Tacoma AC part standard. Not bad. So one of the things people always ask is like, okay, well then how do I get more GUN in here to keep opening these parts? Well, you either got to earn it inside Technocore, or you can send GUN from another location into this particular wallet. All you have to do to find your wallet address for Technocore is hit your little profile icon here, and then there's your wallet address. You copy and paste that, and then you can send GUN from another account. Maybe from inside of Off the Grid, your in-game account there. Maybe from your MetaMask, because you own a node, or maybe you got some testnet GUN from somebody in the aftermarket. But those are the ways you kind of do it. So this is how you get your address to be able to send to this particular address. All right, let's go take a look at the Off the Grid version of GUNZ wallet. All right, so we're signing here into the Off the Grid version of the wallet. I'm signing in as an original 0. You can only access this wallet through the app here if you are already in the Pioneers closed playtest. I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. So here you go. As you can see, the wallet looks very similar to the one you saw before. The interface is exactly the same. It has the same kind of stuff. There's hexes in here. I can open them. I can, buy and sell parts in here. I can go to the marketplace, and there's things here in the marketplace. It works almost exactly the same. It shows you your transactions. You can send GUN to this wallet as well directly through here, and you can find your wallet address in the same way. There it is right there. Easy peasy. Now, if you do have testnet tokens inside of maybe your MetaMask from a node, you can send those from that wallet into Off the Grid or into Technocore to be able to open more hexes or do whatever you need to do in those wallets. Just know once you've sent it, there's no way of getting it back out there, right, in testnet here. So the best way to do that is obviously you can come here, you can connect to the hacker dashboard, which is a pretty cool thing. It shows everything about nodes. I've featured this before in some of my videos about nodes. If you guys are interested more about nodes in Off the Grid, I did a whole video about it. I'll link it here above. But yeah, this is essentially how people are getting testnet GUNZ without it being locked into one of those wallets, without it being able to be sent anywhere. And like I said, easiest way to do this is to use your MetaMask, and usually the node is residing there, and then you can grab your tokens and send it out just like any other transaction. And I showed you exactly how to get your wallet addresses for both Technocore and Off the Grid, so you can top up whenever you need to. All right, last but not least, I want to show you a little bonus here. We're going to show you guys a little bit about the OTG companion app. This is like a little social app that is a companion to Off the Grid that shows you all kinds of cool things. It has a social feed, it has stats, you can add friends there, you can have group chats where you can meet up with people. You can see here's a bunch of
wait till they get right up
really cool
against
things. You can post videos on here. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. People talking about Off the Grid. Now it's not. This is all public stuff, so you can jump in here. There's no leaks for the game in particular, but it is a really cool thing to have in kind of conjunction with the game. So you can see that. There's also you know, friends that you can have, your big friends list. You can also find people to play with, right? So hey, I need some teammates. And it's kind of like a swipe left, swipe right type of thing where you can find people based upon some of their stats and who they are. And you can say, oh yeah, I'll play with this guy. Cool. I'll play this guy too. What about this guy? Sure, why not? You know, have a lot of fun with it. So a really cool feature there. Like I said, there's also group chats, so you can do chatting there. And then you have your own stats. You have your own stats here. You know, people who can follow you. It shows you kills. It shows you statistics. It shows your posts, right? It shows you clips, things you put up. Which is pretty cool. And there's some pretty good amount of data here. Now, all this data you guys are seeing, KD and win rate and all this stuff, is going to be wiped when the game launches. So this is all testnet data, of course, because we're all testing right now. So something to keep in mind. But this is a really cool app for Off the Grid as a companion that allows you to, you know, jump in and kind of connect with your fellow zeros, which I really enjoy. So we see some fun things like this of people getting really creative in here. Well, there you have it, agents. We walked you through everything to do with the GUNZ ecosystem for Off the Grid. We talked about the token, how to send it, how to get it, what's up with mainnet. We showed you the GUNZ wallet and walked you through how you can buy and sell there and send things there. Also a little bit about nodes and sending out from your MetaMask. And then show you a little bit of bonus there with the Off the Grid companion app, which is a lot of fun too. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about Off the Grid or the GUNZ ecosystem or the token. Drop in the comments below. But that's all we have for today, agents. As always, this briefing never happened. Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash.